12 foods that make your farts smell deadly. Almost everyone has experienced the discomfort of passing gas, and it usually occurs at the most inconvenient times. That's not coincidental, since there are some common foods that are known to cause gas, and it's likely that you'll be consuming some of these items when out with friends or on a date. Your farts are also a mix of the air you swallow and the food you actually eat. You might have a problem if you fart all the time. Knowing which meals may impact you more than others can be helpful in avoiding embarrassing episodes of smelly farts, because everyone's gut bacteria are slightly different. In today's video, we'll go through 12 foods that have the potential to cause unpleasant farts. Let's get started. 1. Eggs. Eggs are a major gas-inducing food. They appear harmless, yet their effects on the body are quite terrible. Because of their high protein and sulfur content, your digestive system has to work very hard to break them down. When eggs are included in a meal, the body has trouble breaking down all of the nutrients at once. These proteins provide a food source for bacteria, which in turn increases gas production. They also have sulfur-containing compounds. All of this results in horrible, smelly farts. Portion control and avoiding eating eggs with meals high in sulfur will help you avoid this. For example, eggs do not go well with garlicky meats or beans. If eating eggs causes you to feel bloated, you might want to see a doctor to see whether you have an allergy. 2. Cruciferous vegetables. Common foods that cause farts and gas include broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, and other cruciferous vegetables. They contain a lot of raffinose and fiber, which can cause uncomfortable gas and bloating. When the leaves of these plants are cooked or chewed, they release sulfur-containing chemical compounds called glucosinolates. Glucosinolates and the chemicals made when they break down are good for your health. According to a number of studies, a wide variety of gut bacteria converts glucosinolates into sulfate and ferrous ions. These ions can then be further metabolized into hydrogen sulfide, the gas that gives farts their distinctive odor, and sulfur, respectively. Now, this does not mean that you should cut out all of these nutritious vegetables from your diet. The sulforaphane that causes stinky farts is also responsible for cancer-fighting properties. Steaming the vegetables beforehand is a better option than avoiding them entirely. Cooking softens the fibers, making them easier to digest. Your digestive system will not feel sluggish. 3. Garlic. Garlic, another ingredient used in a wide variety of cuisines around the world, is also a common source of smelly winds. In rare cases, a person may have an allergy or intolerance to garlic that causes bloating and gas. If you eat garlic and get gas, you might have a smell that stands out. Sulfur is present in garlic in significant amounts. Overusing it in the kitchen can cause gas problems. Unfortunately, some of that sulfur will be present in this gas. Garlic causes farts for more than one reason. Bacteria break down the starches in garlic into simpler molecules. The procedure produces gas as a byproduct, which transports hydrogen sulfide, a gas you should avoid smelling. 4. Legumes and beans. Nearly every healthy eating plan out there highly recommends beans and legumes. The issue is that they have a tendency to make people pass a lot of smelly gas. This is due to an abnormally high level of certain carbohydrates, which love to feast on bacteria. The microorganisms in your intestines degrade these carbohydrates into simpler compounds. Fast carbohydrate fermentation results in the release of hydrogen gas, carbon dioxide, and methane. The sulfur-producing bacteria in your gut are to blame for the unpleasant odor. The sulfur combines with the bloating from intestinal gas, and the end outcome is obvious at this point: a terrible smell. The amount of sulfur in your farts can change based on the bacteria in your digestive system. As a result, some have a stronger odor than others. 5. Radish. Garlic Roasted radishes are a great side dish for a Saturday lunch. However, watch the number of servings you take, otherwise that Saturday lunch will turn into a very stinky weekend. If you eat too many radishes, you'll definitely clear the room. Radish contains a strong combination of fiber and sulfur, and if you add the strength of your gut flora, you've got a potent case of lethal, smelly wind. You can substitute a radish salad with a mixed greens salad featuring cucumber, tomato, and bell pepper. 6. Dairy. There may be a deeper problem going on if you frequently have bloating issues. Bad farts and intestinal bloating are common symptoms of lactose intolerance and malabsorption. Lactose is a unique form of sugar that can be found in dairy products. Dairy products can cause diarrhea, bloating, abdominal pain, and excessive farting in people whose bodies do not produce enough lactase within 30 minutes to 2 hours after consumption. It is possible for lactose intolerance to develop at any moment in life and to go unnoticed for quite some time. Dairy protein aggravates the problem by either encouraging the growth of harmful bacteria or causing inflammation of the intestinal lining. This leads to farting that stinks. This does not mean that you should avoid your favorite coffee or tea. You can instead replace your milk with a plant-based alternative. There are a wide variety of plant-based milks from which to choose, including almond milk, soy milk, and oat milk. Coffee with dairy-free creamers, like vanilla almond milk, is an option. I can assure you that it is delicious. When compared to traditional milk tea, lemon tea is a much healthier option. 7. Cabbage. We did discuss the effects of eating cruciferous vegetables, which can lead to explosive farts. But cabbage deserves special attention. This cruciferous vegetable is rich in more than just fiber and sulfur. Methylmercaptan is one of the compounds in cabbage that can cause farts. Cabbage fritters and coleslaw are two tasty uses of cabbage. However, they will eventually trigger a gas attack, and even more so when cabbage is eaten with other foods high in sulfur. But you shouldn't give up cabbage completely. You can avoid a fart attack after eating cabbage if you follow these steps. Try fermenting them. Fermented cabbage turns into sauerkraut, a tasty and gas-proof option. 8. Whole grain. Gas may be the result of eating wheat, barley, or rye, which are all common constituents in bread, pasta, and crackers. The same thing that makes the vegetables that we have mentioned gassy also applies to whole grains. Additionally, gas is produced while your digestive system attempts to break down these carbohydrates. However, you shouldn't cut back on fiber because of the positive effects it has on your heart, digestive system, and overall weight. Instead, gradually increase your intake by eating 1 extra serving of a high-fiber item every day until your stomach adjusts to the new routine. For every 5 grams of fiber you add, increase your fluids by 8 ounces. This will help ease the gas. Another great option is gluten-free grains. 9. Certain fruits. Most people do well when they eat fruit. But the fiber in your daily apple might be to blame for any tummy trouble you have afterwards. Fructose, a natural sugar, is abundant in fruit as well. Although it's not as common as lactose intolerance, some people experience gas and bloating after eating fruit because their gastrointestinal system can't properly digest the sugars in fruit. Carbohydrates enter the large intestine, where they provide energy for bacteria that, in turn, make gas. The worst offenders for smelly farts include fruits like apples, peaches, raisins, bananas, apricots, prune juice, and pears. Keep in mind the many health benefits of fruits. One study found that eating apple peels makes your muscles stronger and bigger as you age. Other studies have shown that eating red and blue fruit bunches helps you burn fat. 10. High fructose sugar. Fructose is a naturally occurring sugar that can be found in many fruits. your body may not always be able to handle it, as we mentioned earlier. Drinking fruit juice on a regular basis may be associated with increased farts. A high amount of fructose sugar promotes bacterial growth in the stomach. When they digest this sugar, it causes a massive release of gas. High levels of fructose in the intestines can cause liver damage and eventually type 2 diabetes, among other unpleasant side effects. So, we recommend eating cherries and mangoes in moderation. Have them as though they were a fancy dessert. Blueberries and strawberries are good examples of low fructose fruits that you could eat instead. They taste great, especially in smoothies with a topping of roasted pecans, walnuts, and almonds. Oranges, grapefruits, and avocados are some other low fructose fruits that you can eat. 11. Carbonated drinks. Carbonated beverages are a common source of intestinal gas because of their high fructose content. Aside from seltzer, all of these beverages contain unhealthy amounts of high fructose corn syrup, or in the case of diet sodas, artificial sweeteners, and should be eliminated from your diet entirely. These chemicals and syrups are more difficult to digest and may be the cause of your noxious farts. They will only make you gain unwanted belly fat, and worse yet, they will raise your diabetes risk. Drinking carbonated beverages might lead to bloating and gas because they encourage you to ingest more air than necessary. At some point, that air has to go somewhere, and the only way out is as gas. If you must have a fizzy beverage, go with a sugar-free seltzer. 12. Protein. While protein is essential for muscle maintenance and growth, ingesting too much of it can cause severe farts. This is due to the fact that a regular amount of protein, around 1 gram per kilogram of body weight, is digested into amino acids and absorbed into the bloodstream. When you eat too much protein, it ends up in your colon, where harmful bacteria feast. The result is the production of hydrogen sulfide gas, otherwise known as farting. Protein smoothies and bars can increase bloating and gas. They include lactose, a primary cause of bloating because they are typically derived from milk proteins such as casein and whey. Now that we have spoken about the foods that cause the worst smelly winds, let's now discuss how we can stop the farts in the first place. How to stop constant gas. It is imperative that you keep an eye on what you consume if you experience bouts of frequent gas attacks. If you're having persistent gas problems, try these solutions. 1. Keeping a food log. Keeping a food diary for a couple of weeks will help you keep track of everything you eat, how much you eat, and how you feel after eating. This makes it easier to identify the worst offenders. Once you have that figured out, a doctor or registered dietitian can advise you on how to effectively approach your diet in order to reduce gas. In addition, keep track of any distressing signs, including diarrhea, vomiting, heartburn, and constipation. Your doctor can then rule out irritable bowel syndrome and other serious gastrointestinal disorders. 2. Be more active. Avoiding constipation through exercise is recommended because the more stool there is in the large intestines prior to fermentation, the greater the production of methane and hydrogen gas. By boosting your metabolism and intestinal motility, exercise can help reduce excess gas. 3. Eat kiwi. Increasing your intake of this fruit may also reduce deadly farts. The actinidin in kiwis aids in the digestion of a wide range of foods in the upper digestive tract. Because of its ability to promote digestion, kiwi fruit can help reduce the formation and storage of methane and hydrogen gas in the choline. 4. For carbs, go for rice. Only rice is considered a gas-free starch. Choose rice instead of potatoes or whole wheat pasta if you want your dinner to go a bit easier on your stomach and minimize the likelihood of being gassy. especially if you already have a salad or some vegetables on the side. 5. Relax and enjoy your meal. The Cleveland Clinic suggests eating more slowly to reduce gas. You can avoid swallowing extra air, which can exacerbate flatulence, by not conversing while eating. 6. Activated charcoal. Activated charcoal can help you with your fart problems. In the digestive tract, activated charcoal combines with proteins and sugars. By doing so, gas buildup is avoided if you know there will be a lot of eggs, garlic, or cruciferous vegetables at lunch. Stock up on activated charcoal tablets. 7. Try some fermented foods. Fermented foods, such as yogurt, contain bacteria that have already fermented the carbohydrates your gut would have to deal with otherwise. It reduces the likelihood of farts by relieving strain on the digestive tract. The beneficial bacteria found in fermented foods contribute greatly to intestinal wellness. Kefir, kombucha, and low-sugar yogurt are all excellent options. Gas is usually nothing to worry about. Many causes of farts are so harmless that they shouldn't even be investigated. You should see a doctor if you have persistent gas, since it could be an indication of something more serious. Some medications also have the negative effect of making the breeze smell bad. While we are on the subject of food, many of us would like to discover the secrets to living longer and younger. However, research indicates that the key to longevity can be found in the foods we eat, and we may have the secrets unlocked. Interested? Watch. The longest living people eat this every day. Or watch. The longest living people drink this every day. Go ahead. Watch one, or even better, watch both. What foods will you be avoiding? Let us know in the comments section below.